photographs. You see them holding up the tarps while the FBI looks inside the trunk. I like what I'm seeing as far as cooperation. The other thing that's important is you're seeing the tactical side. Everybody showed up at this thing. You've got SWAT, you've got, deputies, you've got FBI. They're all there. They're clearly serving a warrant. They are looking for that backpack, that clothing, anything that they saw on that video. That's what they want to identify inside that house. And I am real encouraged. I think business is picking up. I think this is developing quickly.
And Cheryl, you talked about Sheriff Nanos. He talked a little bit about the DNA found in Nancy's home that he believes does not belong to Nancy. Listen here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe you found the DNA of the perpetrator inside the house? Do you believe that at this point?
What I believe is, what I know is, we found DNA. And
that was not Nancy Guthrie's DNA?
That was not Nancy Guthrie's DNA. So we'll still work with that, and we're working with our lab on that.
And Cheryl, that's certainly a significant development to actually find some DNA not belonging to Nancy inside the home, where we believe, based on the timeline law enforcement given us, was about 41 minutes from 1:47 a.m. and 2:28 a.m. Someone was in that house. Maybe this is a key. And you saw from Charlie's great wall walk there, laying out the pieces of evidence and clues that we have so far to include this DNA. My question to you, because you seem pretty upbeat that we're headed towards a major break, and we just had James Galliano detailing that to get these warrants, you needed a specific direction of what you were trying to get. If indeed that leads to DNA, forensic DNA evidence to add to what was found in the home, is that the big break we're waiting for?
It's going to be massive. In other words, if you can connect something found at Nancy Guthrie's home to this home they just went into, to a single individual, there's your money tree. Those are dots you have now connected conclusively. Nobody's going to deny DNA. We all understand that. So what they're doing, again, you see this precision. You see them walking very slowly through this thing to say, okay, we have a suspect at her front door. We also have Nancy's blood at that front door on the outside. So that means this perpetrator was moving her from the inside to the outside. We have a blood system of evidence that stops at a point. So we know at some point she didn't just quit bleeding because she's on blood thinner. So she's most likely put into a vehicle. If we have any of her DNA in the trunk of that Range Rover, if we have hair, if we have, again, that backpack, they did the right thing by holding up those tarps. And if you watch what they did when they closed the door and the trunk, they put evidence tape on those seals and they dated them and put their signature. That vehicle to them is a crime scene. They did the right thing by loading that up on that flatbed, getting it to another location to process it properly. I'm talking.
Whoa. What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys,
I'm talking about one hair on somebody's head. So you don't want to try to do anything there at that scene. You want to take it to a location where you have something that you can take step by step by step, process it properly, bag and tag everything.
So you've got some very sharp observations about that search. Why are they holding up the tarp, trying to conceal it from view from the cameras? Sure.
Well, let's just say the obvious thing. They either have a container or they have a body. They have something that is their main focus. But y'all, we have children and grandchildren watching this from the Guthrie family. You want to respect not just the family, but you want to maintain the integrity of your scene. This isn't for TV. This isn't for everybody yet. They may not know what they have. If they have a container that may contain more evidence, this is all probative. You want this information. You want these items, but you want to maintain, the decorum of what you're doing while you're systematically protecting that family.
You know, Cheryl, you are an experienced crime scene investigator. We love having people with your experience on, not just because you identified the facts, but because that experience gives you a gut instinct about what may have happened. I know you don't know definitively anything. None of us do. But based on your experience and based on your gut instinct, what do you think is the motivation here?
Well, I don't think it's money because they failed spectacularly. She wasn't ransomed the first day, the second day. The third day, they sent it to TMZ. They give them 2 separate deadlines to get the money. Savannah Guthrie says on Saturday, we will pay. Well, her mama isn't released Sunday, and then Monday comes and goes in the second deadline. That leaves, for me, revenge. So I don't know what their motivation would be. It's in their head of whatever they deemed revengeful, but to me, that's what we're left with.
That is fascinating.
Truly. Cheryl, thank you so much for that insight.
Yes, indeed. Thank
You know what I want to do? We should go to Walmart and see if we can find the Ozark backpack. Ozark backpack. Ozark Trail Hiker backpack. You want to go to Walmart? You should go to Walmart. I don't know. Something to see? You guys want to go on Walmart live? YouTube live, Walmart? We're like, nope, yeah, no, yeah, for what? No. We're like, nah, probably sold out. We could go buy. How much are those backpacks? Because I'm looking here. Ozark backpack on Walmart. It's like $10. I could go down there and buy one. Like $10.
I don't know what that would do, though. We already know what the backpack looks like.
Yeah, people are like, for what? Waste of time. Crazy. All right, I'm going over to Nancy's in very shortly. Going back to Nancy's.
Everybody's having a good Valentine's Day. It's gonna be a boring.
All right, we're on the move
today.
We're on a mission.
On Facebook right now.
We're on a mission.
I guess we're going to Nancy's now.
Look at the mountain. That's pretty cool. Mount Lemon.
Yeah, they have some
Back
some
there.
views over
It's not Mount Lemon, but pretty cool back there.
I like my ocean view better. I don't miss the mountains. They are pretty and all that, but ain't nothing like the ocean.
Go see if cars are still impounded. Yeah, well, we can go to the impound lot. Hold on. That's another thing we could do. We'll go to Pima County impound lot.
Well, I think they would have moved the cars.
You want to go to the impound lot?
Crime scene. I mean, to their crime scene unit, not to the impound lot. Just because that person towed the vehicle.
Pima County Sheriff's impound lot.
Okay, yeah, the sheriff's impound lot.
We didn't go there yet.
That's gonna be in a building, I would think.
What are we actually looking for? Which vehicle are we looking for? I live in Tucson, a third world country. Maybe would do very well here because Mafia would do very well here because you could put someone in the desert or take to Mexico. No one cares.
Oh, I get to sit underneath the shade tree at least today in the park. That's exciting. Makes it a little cooler. Hopefully my phone doesn't overheat this way. Day streaming is going to be a little harder because it gets hot.
Impound lot.
Head toward Northern Hills Drive.
Let's go look. Let's go to the
County Sheriff's Department impound yard may be closed today.
I'm going to go to the impound lot in a minute.
Turn right to stay on West Ternero Street.
Range Rover, Nancy's car, Annie's car. Not going to be able to see it? Why not? Let me see something a minute. Because I went to the FBI one, and I went to another sheriff where they put vehicles, but let me just make sure. Hold on.
I would think it would be inside to protect evidence. With a case like this, I don't think they just leave it outside. They're going to have a shop of some sort where it will be gone through and DNA extracted or whatnot. And I don't think they would do that outside.
Slow chat. Everyone goes Walmart. I'm going back to Nancy's for now. I'll do impound lot later. Another one. There's two places where vehicles could be. There's a sheriff's office. There's a evidence place on the side of the building, it appears, and then also the FBI building.
I would think it would be at the FBI building. I think the FBI is leading this case, so. Stay on too long, and this and that goes on just because it's during the day. It's, I still got to do a few things still, but I figured I'd pop some or whatever. Over that midnight. We got to figure out how to. There's a way to have an overlay.
I'm just waiting.
Where
I'm in this like
the chat's on the screen.
stuck.
I can also pull up that overlay off the screen where I can see. Like I see. I don't see what you guys see. I see their video. I'm trying to figure that out. So. I don't know if I have a setting on it. There should be a way I can have the chat overlay on it, but I can see it as well.
Back to Nancy Guthrie's home.
sleep all night. Nobody mess with me. So that's a good sign.
Hey, open wide. Here you go. Hello, everyone. This is the channel where you can just share your thoughts on the Nancy Guthrie case, everything and anything about the case. We kind of follow the twists and turns every minute, what's being said, the latest developments. Will go to the scene if law enforcement goes somewhere else. Something tells me they will go somewhere else. But where?
I'm trying to figure out what they're using.
Who's next?
Because I need to get a new one and get rid of this one.
I mean, we can't have another incident because 3 strikes, you're out. 3 strikes, you're out with detainments. 3 strikes, you're out.
Well, this isn't necessarily a strike for that, you know, because they might have been following evidence, and, you know, we're the ones presuming that it was an arrest and all this. So
3 strikes, you're out.
Not necessarily them. We're going off of height because we really don't know. Nobody really knows what's going on. Right? So they can't give too many details because that would be the case. I mean, it's very common in cases to have many suspects in many ways. They got to look at everything. Anything that you get, they got to look. It could be something. It could be nothing. That's what they have to do.
There we go, we're making a right. We should go up to Mount Lemon today. Helicopter.
Pretty good.
I don't know. Something. Nothing to nothing. Back to Nancy's. Roll out. Who are these people? Maybe the FBI goes around today and does more door-to-door stuff.